Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the world of NeuroGraphica. I'm your host, Lana, Shalom, certified NeuroGraphica instructor and coach. I am here today to talk to you about what do we have today? The 6th principle of NeuroGraphica. Something very exciting, okay? I am going to go on Facebook to make sure we're here, that you guys see me, that I'm live. Yeah, just letting people know because I got a bit late. My apologies, but yes, okay, let's do this, okay? Let me make sure to go to the page World of NeuroGraphica so I can see your live comments. And we have something so exciting planned for today. We're doing something really amazing. We're going to do the 6th principle of NeuroGraphica. And then right after 2 o'clock, we are going to have an open session on the new program we have planned here for you guys at the World of NeuroGraphica. It's a NeuroGraphica coaching, neuro coaching, I also call it, where we will be amazingly, where I will tell you about this amazing program that we're starting on Monday. Today will be an open presentation session that I will explain all the details and you can join. Okay. Let's now go to our first order of business. We're starting today the 2nd part of the 10 principles in NeuroGraphica. Okay, let me share my presentation with you. One second. Here we go. Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to switch the. One second, everybody. I'm just trying to find that. Okay. Okay. So, as I mentioned today, okay, we are starting today the 2nd part of what I call the 10 commandments of NeuroGraphica, right? The 10 principles in NeuroGraphica. For the past 5 sessions, right? It took us about approximately a week and a half. We discussed the first 5 principles, okay? And just like the 10 commandments are usually 2 parts, right? The first part, the 5 commandments are about the commandments between, the relationship between man and God. The second one is the relationship between men and other people. Just a very funny and similar here. The very first relationship was the relationship, the very first 5 principles were about our relationships to ourselves, about the inner world of who we are. How does NeuroGraphica fit in psychologically, consciously, about the mind, about the way we function, about the way we think, why and how everything makes sense in NeuroGraphica in relations to us of who we are, our inner part, right? And the second part, the second 5 principle we are going to explore will be about our outer part, about how we can resonate, how we can work with the environment, how we can work with each other, with other people, with the world, with the universe, okay? And you can see that right away as the 6th principle, right? We went through the 5 before, image integrates meanings. Just to repeat the first 5. Why? Because I keep mentioning it, and I will mention again, always, each principle is built upon the other one, okay? Second was meanings contain states of mind. The third one, we discuss how problems come out, the creation of the thinking mind. The fourth one, solutions have bionic quality. The 5th one, harmony leads to satisfaction. And now here we come to the 6th one. And right away, we can see that within the first name, or, within the name of the first principle of the second part, which is also called the sixth principle. We say the universe fits upon the tip of the marker. And if you remember what we did in the previous principles, where we would go in and we would kind of, break the phrase down and discuss each part of the phrase so we can understand it better, so it would make more sense to us, okay? 1 second. Okay, excellent. Can you hear me now, Marla? Hi. Let me know if you can hear me now, because you wrote that you cannot hear for some reason. Okay. Let me know. Maybe restart, reboost your computer. Okay. Not computer, I'm sorry. Refresh your page. Refresh the Facebook page. Maybe it will work then. I'm not muted, that I know for sure. Ilona, let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear the session? Just want to figure out if it's a network issue or it's just, okay. Hopefully, Marla, you can hear you. So if we start discussing remember how we do it? Yeah, okay, Lana can hear. Excellent, great, thank you, Lana. So let's start discussing, let's start thinking, what is going on here? We say the universe fits upon the tip of the marker. What is the universe? What do we mean when we talk about the universe? In NeuroGraphica, and I do want to reiterate here that the 10 principles are created by, they're the basis of NeuroGraphica. Pavel calls them the soul of NeuroGraphica. And here's what I want to mention. Pavel is the creator of NeuroGraphica, the founder, and he is the creator, the author of all 10 principles. I'm here merely to just kind of, I'm the preacher. I'm kind of bringing the message to you. But his promises, and this is what his philosophy in life, he says, you can draw anything. Anything you want, you can draw. And that's what it is in NeuroGraphica, okay? In NeuroGraphica, we say, you can draw anything that's in your life. Anything in your universe, you take a piece of paper, you take a marker. We usually use a marker. We only use pencils for coloring. Or pens or not also. Marker is what it is. We take a marker and we can draw anything you want to. We can draw our past, our future. We can draw the relationships and diagrams. We can draw dreams and feelings, longing or pain, success, luck, happiness, anything we want. We can kind of visualize it, image it, imaging it on the paper. Okay. And an interesting part of it is that the paper can fit anything you want to. You can take one part of your life, one goal, right? One piece of your life and say, draw just one singular goal, okay? You learn how to swim, or you want to buy that dress you saw on the windowsill at Saks Fifth Avenue, okay? Or you can draw a long-term goal. You can buy a house, to open up a business, something that involves a series of small goals connecting together and resulting in one huge goal, a huge part of your life. And that's the interesting part. You can take a piece of paper, draw a circle. Let's just say a circle, a shape. That shape can contain, remember the first principle, how images lead to meanings, right? Images contain meanings. That shape, that circle can be that one single goal, me finding funding for my house, or that shape can be a big goal, buying a house. You can design, you are the designer. I'm taking a course now that's called neuroarchitecture. And that's what it is. You are an architect of your life. Take a piece of paper and start figuring out, where am I? Where am I going? Where do I want to be? Are they in the same area? Are they in the same direction? Or are they in the separate, different directions? And this is the interesting part about NeuroGraphic, a geniusy part, right? The versatility. You can take a single part and then you visualize your world and you can change that world. You can figure out where to go from where you are. Sometimes when people are, if you ask them, where are you? They're like going to be like, where am I? That's a good question. It's hard for people to see where they are from within, from where they are right now, because they're inside themselves, they're inside their world. And you put it on the paper, you can start seeing things from the outside. I remember taking a leadership training, and one of the very interesting phrases, we had to read like this Harvard book about it, and one of the interesting phrases that I read was being on the balcony or being in the hallway. Like if you go to a big party, it's like a wedding, and it's a huge hallway. And you can see everybody by looking around, right? But you can only see those people who are near you. The people who are behind the other people are kind of hidden. If you move your head or if you go around, you can see other people, right? So you can only have a certain perception, right? Face on. Now, if you exit the hallway and go to the balcony on the upper level, and you look from the balcony down, you can see everybody. You may not see faces so close, but then you will be able to see the whole picture, the whole view. 1 second, let me check. Okay, excellent, Marla. I'm glad to hear. Great. You can see the whole view, and you can figure out this person is here and that person is there, and the buffet is this way, the bride is that way, the groom is over here, and the parents are somewhere else. So I can know where I need to go. Do I want to say congratulations to the bride first or the parents? Or do I want to eat first or drink, And that's what it is. That's the phrase. And I love using that phrase, being in the hall or in the balcony. If any of you are familiar with the constellation system, the Bert Hellinger system, the one I don't know if I can say created. I would assume he created it, but I know other people are involved in constellation as well. Constellation is an amazing practice where people come to the practitioner, facilitator, and the facilitator arranges other people in the room to see how according to the client's need, to see how everything looks in life from the side point of view. Okay. So let's say he would take me and say, you're going to be the client. And I go in the room and I go in the middle of the room. And then he's going to say, another person, John is going to be the money that the client is trying to increase. Judy is going to be the mother or the husband or maybe a partner, business partner who has an issue with you somehow. And being within the system, the participants do their work, but the client being outside starts seeing things from a different point of view. It's interesting. I actually heard Pavel say that once. He says, NeuroGraphica is a constellation in paper. And I found that to be so relevant to the way I saw everything. You take a piece of paper and you start putting shapes. You start arranging shapes to represent how everything looks in your life. And then you start adding neurolines and color. And that facilitates change. That brings movement towards the right direction. Now, it's your choice to decide which direction is right. You get to choose which way the neuroline goes. We, by the way, we'll learn more about that in the neurosketching. Which way the shapes are going, whether it's a triangle. We'll learn about triangles in neurocomposition. It's a very, I wouldn't say tricky, but it's a very powerful shape to use, okay? And we decide what energy, the color is energy. Come join us for a neurocolor course. You will learn color is energy, color is emotion, okay? You go into your unconscious, and that's the best part about NeuroGraphic. With NeuroGraphica, this is why we learn the basic scores. This is how we learn about the 7 steps of the algorithm, because we go step by step up the mountain. By the way, saying on the balcony, the equivalence of that in NeuroGraphica is going up the mountain and being on top of the mountain, right? When you're on top of the mountain, you can see everything from a different point of view. and things will make sense to you, and it's like a map. Your path will make sense to you. Where you need to go, where you are now, where you used to be, and where you need to go will make more sense to you. And that's the best part about learning the 7 steps, because you learn how to go from one step to another, to another, to another, until you get to the point that's called absolute drive, something we call the soul. Okay? When you get to your soul, what do you do there? And that's how we get to the second part of our phrase. The universe fits upon the tip of a marker. What is a marker, guys? What is a marker? A marker, but it's just a tool, an instrument to express oneself on the paper. Be careful, no drawing on the walls, right? We need to do it on the paper. It can be a different size of paper. That's what it is. Now you're going to ask why did Pavel emphasize the marker? Is it just to say that you shouldn't draw with a pen or a pencil? And the point is, he emphasized the marker because marker is a tool. Marker is an extension of your other tool that you use to express creativity in life. How do you express yourself in life? How do you express creativity in life? What do you use? I actually do cover this in the basics course. I think we actually covered it in the pyramid of consciousness. The 5 senses. One of those 5 senses are your hands. Now, what do you do in life? Any changes, most of the changes you bring in life. Remember, we talked about actions 2 sessions ago, how just drawing is not enough. We need to take actions. That usually happens with the use of hands, our body, our feet, going somewhere, bringing something. Pavel went further. He's saying, take your hands and start using your hands for creativity on the paper, artistic creativity. How do you do that? You use an artistic tool. You take a marker, and that marker is an extension of your hand. You can express the way your fingers can. My fingers can't make a mark on the paper, but a marker can. We can take a marker and make a dot on the paper. And actually, we're going to start drawing soon. We can take that dot and turn it into a neural line. The neural line can turn into a circle. And the circle can be a symbol of your goal or a symbol of who you are now. But then you add another goal shape, another circle, another dot, another neural line. And that will be your goal. And you're going to say, well, where am I now and where am I going? And that's the best part. You figure out where do you need to go, and we do that by usually finding a topic and brainstorming about it. And then we start projecting the reality, the new reality I want to achieve, because I already thought about it. I had a brainstorm. I know what I want. I need to figure out how to get there. And there are different ways to do that. In neurocomposition, we actually learn that when we draw a shape, we can sometimes increase a shape. If we want to increase that object, that symbol of that shape, for example, finances, we want to increase, we draw it bigger. If we want to decrease something, if you work on your weight, let's say you want to decrease your weight, you decrease that circle. The premises of this phrase is that you are the one in charge. This marker is but an extension of who you are. I recently completed the NeuroDance training. At this point, only the basics, which is why I cannot bring it to you yet. But as soon as they develop the specialist, I'll bring it to you. One part of the NeuroDance I want to share with you before we start drawing. One part of the NeuroDance we learn that our finger can work as a marker. We take a finger and we start drawing. And it was so interesting because I actually practice. Sometimes when I'm in line or I'm frustrated about something, it's like a quick situation. I have no pen. I cannot draw. I do it with my finger. I just take a finger and start drawing circles. I guarantee harmony comes to you right away, really harmonizing to you. Circles can sometimes do like a neural line. We did this in the NeuroDance. We actually started with a finger, and then we started using our whole body to do the NeuroDance. Our body was a marker, and we would create neural lines. We would go up and down, It was fascinating. It's absolutely amazing. That's why I wanted to share with you. Second move. As soon as I turn off my sharing ability, I need to move my screen. And that's the best part, right? That's the part where I say, I am in charge. My body is my instrument to create anything I want to. If I have a paper in front of me, I take a marker and I start changing the universe both within and out and without, outside of who I am, right? And that's what Pavel is saying was the sixth principle. He's saying, utilize the tools you have at your hands. In this case, it's a marker. Take that marker and start working. Change the universe, because all you need to do is to see that the universe fits on top of your marker, upon the tip of your marker. Okay? Markers, yeah. Anything you want to put it as a goal. We actually work, if you want to learn how to put goals correctly, we learned that in the NeuroGraphic course. Again, if you're watching this video and you want to purchase any of our courses, you get a price. You get 15% off. You just have to mention that you heard this discount from our open sessions, and we'll be happy to grant it to you, okay? Now, are you ready to draw? Come and draw with me, okay? I'm going to change my camera. And 1 second, I want to make sure that I see if there's any pictures. Let me look. Yeah. Neurodance, it does sound interesting. I loved it. It was so fascinating. Oh, thank you, Lana. Yes, the constellation comparison is absolutely. I often do that. I even take sometimes a drawing, and I have little wooden figures, not from IKEA, but I ordered somewhere on Amazon, and I sometimes put them, and you can move them then. You know, it's fun too. You can actually put it on the floor and step on them. There are many various body integration techniques that I usually use when I work with clients, you know. Love that. Yeah, marker is a bionic tool. There you go, Ilona. You just, you know, the future instructor, the future preacher. There you go. You're creating your own set of amazing phrases and explanations. Absolutely. I agree with you. Marker is a bionic tool. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to invite you to our usual practice. I'm going to transfer my camera. Okay. Everybody, you can take your pencil and marker. Well, pencils for coloring. Remember, we use a marker. Take your markers. Okay. That's from yesterday. Let's draw today, okay? Let's do this exercise. Since we are talking about constellation style drawing, why don't we do that? Okay. Put your hands on the paper. Breathing in and breathing out, make sure nothing in your body is crisscrossed, including your feet. Your feet should be flatly on the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. I have a private group that we use, private coaching group that I use for NeuroGraphica, and we always take about, it never goes less than 20 minutes. We take our time, we do a bit of a meditation before breathing. We use some essential oils to bring in the sense of scent. Like I mentioned, since NeuroGraphic involves all 5 senses, I mention it more in the pyramid of consciousness. Maybe I'll explore more of it in one of the principles, okay? I definitely recommend, you know, using some essential oil, bringing some scent that you would like to infuse in your topic, in your goal. And sometimes people don't have it next to them, right? So just, I would say in that case, just use your favorite perfume. as long as you involve the scent of smell, right? Put a little bit on the palm of your hands and just spread around, and just that alone will give you, you can choose. There are different scents contribute to different like energies. That's something like beyond the scope of this session, but I'm just saying in general, you can kind of research and do that. Breathing in and out, feel the scale of your paper, feel where in your paper, what is everything, the edges, remember the paper is just but a part, and we're going to discuss it. I believe that's principle number 9. It's just a single, like a piece of the puzzle that will contribute to the bigger picture, to the bigger scheme of things, okay? And now I'm looking and I'm thinking, where am I? Now, I would advise at this point, when you come to the principles open session, always come with a topic in mind, simply because we're not going to have time to do the whole brainstorming, finding your topic. So just come with a topic in mind, or just kind of quickly think what is like kind of important to you right this moment, okay? And for me, for example, it's important. We're gonna, in 15 minutes, I'm gonna lead the open session. And my objective at this point, professional, is to create a group, create a successful, amazing, group where we will be able to successfully draw for 21 days, enriching our understanding of NeuroGraphic and everything else, okay? So my goal is to start this practice in NeuroGraphic coaching practice, neurocoaching, and start, successfully start it and finish it, ongoing 3 weeks. So it's interesting that I started talking about my goal, but I want to focus on myself. Where am I in this picture? And I keep wanting to add myself in the middle, but constellation-wise, energy-wise, I feel, and although I'm not a certified constellation leader, I've had my share of trainings and, lots of training, learning, knowledge. I do have a lot of knowledge with constellation, with energy. So I can feel the field quite extensively. So I feel like I'm here, I'm right here. So that's what I'm going to do. Draw a circle. Again, for the sake of this being, open to all the beginners, I am very, I make sure that we only use a circle or maybe sometimes a square. We're not going to use triangles in our open sessions, simply because it's a complex shape that really needs to be studied before actually using it in once. It's a liability case, as Pavel says it, so be careful. This is me, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, whoa, I'm so little. I wonder, why am I so small? And I realized, because right away now I have a vision. I have a vision of my goal. And that's the next topic, right? The first thing we put ourselves, the next thing I'm going to put the goal. And I realized why I'm so small, because my goal is big. Whoa. I'll be honest, at this point, I didn't know it's going to be that big. I thought it was going to be maybe something like this. Actually, I do want to add another circle. Yep, like this. Yeah. Seems like this is my current. Oh, maybe because this is the first cohort, right? And I'm paying attention to the ideas, to the thoughts I'm having, right? My reactions, right? We discuss it, right? We need to have an awareness and reflection process, right? Thinking, whoa, maybe that's why I look so small. It's either because in comparison I'm small, or it could also be, the factor of, what do you call that? Me being far away from it. I'm thinking, whoa. And what do I want to do? I want to I want to connect first. I want to connect to my goal. And that's why I'm adding the neural line, okay? Here's my neural line. And I'm seeing where the neural line takes me. That's also part of the constellation, the energy. Your soul knows where you need to go. So I'm thinking, where does a line take me? Will it even take me through the skull, or will it go around? Okay. Yeah, it's taking me through. And I'm very happy to see that because, that's my goal. And I'm happy to see that energy-wise, innately, I am connecting with my goal. Where am I doing next? I'm wondering, going further. I'm going to add a few neural lines, connect with my goal on a bigger level. Breathing in and breathing out. At this point, again, for the sake of the time-wise, we don't have time to do the full reflection process. But at this point, you would do the reflection process, as this will allow yourself to actually live through what you're doing, not just merely drawing, but actually engage, actually understand what you are doing, where you are going. This is strategy. We learned it in the neurocomposition. NeuroGraphica is a strategic tool. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, guys. Let's talk openly. We're here to conquer the world. We're here to conquer the universe, to make, to maybe see that the universe will do things that we're looking to achieve. For that, you need a strategy, right? Any goal, anything you want to achieve in life, you need a strategy. You want to open up a business, you want to get a loan, you need a business loan, a business plan. I mean, this is your business plan. You're drawing your business plan, okay? As soon as I do that, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I want to increase myself, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Like, I feel like I want to do it. If you tell me, why don't you do it? I'm like, I'm not there yet. I don't have enough resources to actualize myself and being bigger. I know I want to be bigger. It's in my mind. It's in my fourth world, in my soul, but it's not down yet. It's not in the physical world yet. If you remember the four worlds we discussed a few sessions ago. I'm thinking, what could be a resource? Remember, every time you don't have enough, if you feel like there's not enough, you can't grow yet. You're not there. You want to move. Let's say, I want to grow. I want to move closer to my goal, but I'm not able yet. It's like a baby who's still learning to turn over. It's not able to crawl. It's not able to walk. So for a baby to get from one place to another, the mother has to pick him up. But we are adults. I do have a mother and a father. That's God, right? I mean, besides my actual parents who, not here, they're in the other world. But I'm saying I have a connection with the parent archetype. But at this point, that's not what it's about. It's about me learning, gaining enough strength to make a move. We need resources for that. Remember, you asked me, Lana, yesterday what the circles were, and I told you there were resources. We're not having circles yet. Lots of things can be resources. In this case, the natural procession of things. That's why Pavel created the 7 steps of the algorithm. As soon as you connect, you draw a neural line. In order for you to get resources to go further, you need to do the next step. The very next step you must do as soon as you draw the lines is rounding. And that's the interesting part about it. That's why Pavel emphasizes it. And not just Pavel, I always emphasize, as a preacher, like I said, as bringing the message from Pavel to you guys. He emphasizes that you need to do the rounding. Rounding is partially what we mentioned yesterday, the partial part of the circle. Circle is harmony. Start bringing harmony into your picture, and that will be a resource for gaining enough strength to go further. Okay? In order to go further, we need resources. The rounding process contains tons and tons of resources, as each and every rounding. You know how each intersection contains 4 corners, 4 places for us to round. With each rounding, with each intersection, we'll basically get 4 resources. Think about it. Isn't that amazing? Just by the rounding process, you start getting resources within your life, okay? That's like a really, really powerful technique itself, right? That's all you can do, guys. Even if you're not ready for the next step, like adding resources or anything else, just taking a paper, adding some neural lines, and that's what we do, right? Actually, in my basics course, I actually teach the drawing of the neural lines first. I do the ARI, the algorithm for revealing intentions. I do that first, actually, because that's what it is. I want you guys to, I want the new students usually. I mean, you're welcome to do that. Those of you who are in my basics course. And when you attend the further ones, you can do that too. Before you start learning all of the 7 steps, just start drawing neural lines and rounding them. That exercise alone will give you strengths, will give you, confidence, will strengthen give you enough harmony to last you quite some time so you can go further, and start building further. Before you build a new house, you need to remove the old building, right? To clear up the land, right? Whatever they do, I think they clear it up somehow. I'm not in the construction business, don't know, but I am aware that they need to do something with the land. I know before planting, my husband is into gardening and stuff. He was explaining to me that before planting, you need to kind of work with the soil. You need to like kind of, I don't even know the word was it. That's how I'm not into gardening, but like you need to kind of plow it or something. That's an agricultural world there. Never think you'd use the word plowing, right? In NeuroGraphica, but there you go. But basically, you need to prepare the soil for what's coming next, whether you're gardening or whether you're building a house, right? You need to prepare the soil before you start putting the foundation of your new house. That's what we're doing. Look, as soon as you added the rounded, look how harmonious the whole picture look. Integrated, connected. I feel better, again, doing the reflection process will actually give you extra resources as you are revealing and opening up your thoughts, your emotions, your body sensations. As soon as you bring them out, as soon as you note them down, you start releasing the resources hidden within. Okay, guys? All those emotion, thoughts, and body sensation kind of trapped within you. As soon as you know them, they kind of come to the surface and they open up like a flower and your resources are released. And you can use those resources. And that's what I'm going to do. We have literally 2 minutes before I start the next session on the neuro coaching practice. But I do want to know that I'm so ready to not just make myself bigger, but I'm just going to, I'm going to go like this. Look at this. Don't just make myself bigger, but I'm getting closer to my goal. Look at this. This is like a bit of a spiral effect. It wasn't my intention because spirals are really much more complicated than something I would openly do in a live session. Those of you who are interested, you're welcome to join the Neurospiral course. We do have it available as well. It's an amazing, amazing technique to use. But just to talk constellation energy-wise, I'm ready. I'm not just ready. I didn't just come close to my goal. I went inside my goal and very, entered my bigger goal. Okay, guys? This is just one example how the world, the universe can fit upon the tip of just a marker. Okay? We're not gonna finish this picture, but I encourage you to finish this picture. And please feel free to finish it, round everything out. You don't need to create it. By the way, you can be just ready of making your shape bigger or maybe removing yourself closer, just putting another shape and saying that's who I am now. After the rounding, I'm a new person, right? I can be in new shape already, okay? But in any case, you can complete your picture and post it for us in the world of NeuroGraphica. We will be very happy to see your completed picture. We're very happy to hear your reviews about our sessions, if you took any courses. And we are inviting you to participate in an array of the courses that we do offer currently. Change to the group. Okay. And specifically, I am inviting you to join me for the next session. I'm going to turn off and then come back again. And this time I will come back as part of the neurocoaching practice group open session, where I will tell you everything about this really, truly amazing practice that I'm inviting you to participate. Looking forward to seeing you and wishing you a wonderful, beautiful summer weekend. Okay? Goodbye.